in this show. It's a really, really sweet show, and we've had lots of people come by. I've heard lots of wonderful comments about the show. 2 pieces have already sold in this show, which is wonderful, and congratulations to Brian and Zoe, who both sold a piece. So I'm going to first begin by giving you some of the comments that the judges mentioned about this show. First was, it was a pleasure viewing all the artwork. Each had its own merit, and I'd love to have given a lot more honorable mentions. In addition to those highlighted, there were quite a few more pieces on display here that we would happily hang at Gallery Twist. And then she also made a comment about picking a frame that enhances or at least does not distract from the artwork is an important skill. Congrats on the group's overall framing aesthetic. And thanks to Nan Rump and Nancy Van Broekhoven for their cheery frogs that brought a smile, which is always much appreciated. Kudos to the hanging committee who placed pieces together thoughtfully, hanging the night watch owl, painting near the thistles. They talk nicely to each other. It makes a difference to the viewing experience. So thank you to our hanging committee. So I'm going to begin with the honorable mentions. The first honorable mention goes to Dale Bodner for Sunlight on the Marsh. This is a charming miniature, and it reminded me of my English roots. England and New England have some pastoral landscapes with much in common. For a small piece, it cleverly captures a vast, serene view. Economic brushwork is used effectively. Unusually, the main interest and detail is in the distance, not the foreground. A small piece with so much to savor. Congratulations, Dale.
Yay.
Thank you. The next honorable mention goes to Catherine Fast for Grasses. This watercolor shows skill in diverse uses of the medium. Areas of soft looseness contrast with areas of detail and sharpness. This also gives the painting perspective and depth of field. This really captures the feel of a swath of moving grasses, while the sharper, dry areas of paint ground the composition. Lovely organic color palette too. Congratulations. And the next honorable mention goes to Jessica Caruso for Beauty in Darkness. I don't usually enjoy a heavy dark image, but this piece has areas with such a lovely feel. And sometimes in life we find that the dark serves to draw attention to the light. Here the tulips are what really deserve honorable mention. They are the stars and are composed with lighter brushstrokes of silkiness, capturing the moodiness of the floral subject matter. They bring movement and a spontaneous freshness to the composition. Lovely. And the last honorable mention goes to Deborah Friedman for last year's Remnants. This drawing feels like a botanical study. Such close attention to detail draws our eye in to really appreciate the delicacy and precision of the subject matter. I enjoy that the feathers chosen are not presented as pristinely perfect and tidy, which makes the composition more appealing and realistic. Seeing truth and beauty in imperfection is sometimes what life is all about. Congratulations. And third place goes to Yolanda Gilbert for Spring Dreams. The show wouldn't be complete without a beautiful abstract piece. This seems to me to be an abstract landscape. A good abstract painting is difficult to create, and for me, a successful one often takes its structure and forms from the natural world. This piece has a strong horizontal linear plane, which gives the painting a landscapey feel, and the artist cleverly suggests spring without even a brush stroke of green. The removing of paint and the revealing of what's below gives texture and interest to the piece, and mimics the magic of winter turning to spring. And one can easily spot the hints of spring florals, maybe purple and orange crocuses, as they push away the snow. Delightful. Viola couldn't come today, but wanted to express her thanks, so congratulations to Viola. And second place goes to Kristen Conan for Old Growth. The composition of this piece is what particularly struck me. It is an unusual angle from which to view the tree, and the artist zoning in and on the particularly interesting entanglement of branches draws attention to what she found fascinating about it and shares generously with us. The fact that the view is backlit also adds to the uniqueness of the painting, and I was particularly drawn to the luscious brushstrokes on the leaves on the left. The impressionist style of the artist's use of yellow and purple is effective and so strongly captures the dappled sunlight peeping through, giving warmth and a softness to the gnarly old branches. There's lots here to explore as one's eye is drawn around. Enjoyable. Congratulations, Chris. And first place goes to Hannah Nisation for The Night Watch. This piece is attention-grabbing from the moment one enters the exhibition space and scans the first wall of artwork. Small in scale but big in impact, the painting is both stunning and exquisite, showing remarkable mastery of the acrylic medium, the fine detail, and the successful execution of hyperrealism displayed by this work. Really impresses. The bird has a compelling presence, capturing the real-life experience of an encounter with such a creature. The softness of the feathers contrasts strikingly with the sharpness of the eye and beak, and we sense the stillness and intent of the owl on its night watch. I liked the William Morris-style background to this piece, which cleverly balanced the leafy natural environment of the bird with a feeling of an interior, less wild setting, making it a little less intimidating. The image is thoughtfully composed and brilliantly executed. Kudos. Congratulations. Thank you to our judges, Jillian and John Ross, and thank you all for coming.
This is one of the pieces I've done on birds. I was looking for something to draw one day, and I collect a lot of natural ephemera in my studio, and I opened this little box, and I had put in all these feathers and the eggshell that way at the end of the fall, and in the spring opening it up, but it was just arranged the way I drew it.
I don't seem to remember you doing much artwork like this type of collage type stuff.
It's not collage, it's all drawn.
What's that?
It's all drawn.
Oh my God.
It's a drawing.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Because I didn't know. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's the marshland, and it impressed me because of its shadows and the light that was on the background and the softness of the landscape. So I painted it with acrylic paint, and it was just a fun thing to do.
Do you like to work small, or do you have work all different
I
sizes?
usually work much bigger. This was done in a larger format, 16 by 20, and because I liked it so much, I did reduce it to a 5 by 7.
Is this a different direction you're moving in with your artwork?
No, at times if, I do go from big to small paintings because it's another way of showing them and another way of living with them, and I enjoy it, the process.
This is the land home. It's near the Rachel Carson Preserve in Maine, near Wells, Maine. And I just loved this particular tree.
Yeah, it's a very interesting shape and
Yeah.
fun. When you approach a painting like this, what is your focus?
Well, this one was plein air. And actually, I was working with a plein air teacher, and I'd done some sketches, and she came up to me. She said, "What is it you love about that tree?" And I said, "The old trunk and how gnarled it is and how weathered it is." And she said, "Paint that." She said, "Don't focus on the whole thing." She said, "Paint what it is you love about this tree," and that's what I love about it.
Sounds like good advice.
So, yeah, it was just a photograph from like a wildlife sanctuary. So,
And what drew you to it?
I loved the color of the eye. It was really the main focus, and then going from there, all the patterns on the feathers and the layers that go into that.
Do you prefer like animals to like just nature shots and stuff? or-
Yeah, I mostly just do birds and animals and bugs, and
Why is that?
I don't know, they just speak to me a bit more, and then I like having that like company of a little eye to work with when I'm working.
I
So
suppose you only have to worry if they actually do speak to you.
yeah, that would be a problem. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your and it will restore us. There will be new ways. This is not the end.